shopping around a bit, and it's perfectly acceptable. In fact, I would expect you to use a lot of different sources for these different things, particularly the section 4. It's really important, this. So what I'm doing is, when I was talking about soil in the previous video about Queensland Globe, what is the tenure? Because we could see it says it's a reserve on the map, but it says it's freehold. What about steep land? For that, I would go into the planning scheme. Now, we know it's Brisbane. So let's just go into Brisbane City Council homepage, go into planning. I want the online tools. In fact, I want the city plan and I want the planning map. And I can give you the links, but just go into interactive mapping. Interactive mapping, you've got to go through 15 different things to get to it. It's going to open up. There we go, interactive mapping. And it's loading its interactive mapping. So first of all, what we would do is we would find our site. So let's go and find the site. We know the address. Nope, wrong one, sorry. Search. Street. What was the address? Let's go back into it. Well, it's 7 Hills. You've got to search things into it. You can do search by lot plan, it's easier. But let's just do, I'm going to pause a second and look at the address, which I forgot. Okay, it's 311 Richmond Road. Let's pop up. Sometimes these things can be a bit temperamental, so let's go find let's just forget it. I like to show you things when I stuff it up because it really helps you, because half the time when you do it yourself, you'll also stuff it up. So let's go to the lot plan. We'll just ignore that, and we will put, I'm going to paste it there. Put RP, and it's lot 2, and it's lot 2. Let's go search. Oh, poopy. Okay, RP, there we go. So delete, search. Okie dokes, and it's found that. So you can see it's just come up at the site. It's not really showing very much. So let's pop up here. What I want to do is I want to look at overlays. And you might put, we can start off by just putting the sort of basic overlays. We can do bushfire. Actually, let's just not get above ourselves. We were looking at zoning map. Let's see the zoning for this. Let's pop up the city plan, and we can see here that the zoning for this property is, and the Brisbane City Council's got zillion, it is zoned at property lot details, full holding, yada yada, and it's in the conservation zone. Of course, you wouldn't be allowed to actually develop this, but it's really good. By just clicking on this, it's really, really good for finding information on overlays and legislation that would apply. And most of you will actually probably end up working for local government, not state government. So there's in the airport environs overlay. It's in the biodiversity areas overlay. High ecological significance, high hazard area. So let's just have a quick look at slope. We'll go back onto overlays because we were talking about soil. And let's see where we can find slope. Landslide, probably. Let's pop him in there. And you can see that it's not really, actually we'll turn off the zoning map because turn off the city plan. And you can see that this site is really good. It's not considered subject to anything with landslides. And let's just see, even though the state government said that there was no acid sulfate soils, it's highly unlikely to be in any coastal things. Nope. And acid sulfate soils, you can see there's no acid sulfate soils. We're not on the site anyway. We've looked at slope. Forgotten what I was looking for. Bushfire would definitely be in a bushfire area. You can see that whole site is considered in the bushfire hazard area. And that is something you have to pay attention to. It's not in the erosion prone. It's highly unlikely to be a flood area. So there's a lot of stuff on the Brisbane City Council planning scheme, but you can see, as I mentioned, you can see all sorts of different information here on the City Council planning scheme. I'll do Gold Coast next.